was walking down the beach with my cousin, and we were just going down to go swimming. And we walked down there, and there was this board laying there on the sand, and I was like, it wasn't by anybody, and I was like, hey, who's? And my cousin wanted to keep walking, and I was like, well, wait a second, the board's just laying there, you know? And I just ran around the beach because I was 10. So I ran around the beach to everybody. Well, is that your board? Is that your board? That board? I even ran way down the beach. Well, is that your board? I'm like, what? Well, that thing right there, is that yours? And then nobody's board. So, I don't know. Maybe it was meant to be. I don't know. Once I started surfing, I started thinking about being the best at it. When I was 14, it was super, super fun because all of us would pile in the van and drive up to these surf contests. All we did was laugh and wrestle and give each other shit and talk shit, and just it was so much fun. Once I ended up becoming a professional surfer and then going out and traveling around, I traveled around with a couple of friends, and then they faded off, and then I was just out there alone traveling around, and I finished second on the ASP tour in 1991. I was just like, this is just not all it's cracked up to be, you know? So I ended up quitting, just like, okay, cool. I know that I made it to the top, so I'm out of here. I'm going to go do something else. I took like 5 years off. I was down in Peru and Machu Picchu, and I was just thinking, really thinking, and I was like, you know, I should go back to pro surfing, and I should step back in there with all this kind of newfound perspective that I've got by stepping away from it and looking at it outside the box. I just looked at it and was just like, this is not fair, and it's not set up right. It's too long. I kind of was like just looking around going, this is just bullshit. This sucks. My dad had come up with a format that was taken off of golf, because golf's like an individual sport. He's a fanatical golfer. And so the Ryder Cup is where golf becomes a team event. So I looked at my dad's idea. I started pitching it to my friends, like, what do you think of this? Do you think this is cool? Whatever. And I ended up getting 20 of my friends together, and we all just started practicing his format, and we modified it and changed it, modified. We ran like 20 games. It was really fun. And if you followed all along, there were like marquee players and bench players and timeouts called and good coaching calls and bad coaching calls. I mean, it had all the drama, but it was expensive, and because it's new, people just wanted to sit on the fence and sit back, and like they don't believe that you can actually do some real change or something, you know. So then after that, we talked to Red Bull, and I'm like, dude, we should do something together. So the high school thing was grassroots, and so we knew the kids would just be fired up on it. And sure enough, they were. All right, let's do this. In traditional surfing contests, you might be in the water with 5 other guys, and each one of those guys is fighting to get the very best waves the whole time. Whereas in the game format, it isn't all about me. It's about the team, and that makes people go for it.
If you go into the gym, there's like a few wrestling, a few football, and then it's just like surfing all the way.
I definitely think we stepped up our game. Last year we just kind of went into it just thinking it's going to be fun, but this year we're definitely more serious.
I really like the Red Bull event. It's so fun. Like, obviously you can't win without the whole team coming together.
When you're with your team at that Red Bull High School Cup, you're just like, pressure's on you and you want to step it up for your team.
It's the way I feel I can contribute back to what's given me so much, rather than sit back and complain. Yeah, baby! Rip this thing!
No one's gonna punch anybody.
Get him paddling! 1, 2, 3, come!